So I'm here showing you the detail of how to make the sun and moon drawing, and it works best with watercolors or even watercolor markers. So I've got these watercolor paints. These are watercolor markers. If you have a cup of water and a brush, these will both work great for this assignment, but the drawing is what I'm going to focus on. So what I have is a traced circle, and I used a pencil and I traced around this paper plate. I drew around it, and then I split it into the sun side and the moon side. So let me show you the detail of that. If I just take a ruler and I cross through this, and I draw a line out that way and a line that way. This is going to help me break this up into the different colors and the rays of the sun. So on the moon side, we're doing cool colors, and on the sun side, you guessed it, hot colors. So we want these to ray out, basically. We want them to shine out of the sun or the moon in this case. And we're using purple, blue, and green on this side. We will use orange, red, and yellow on this side. So just split this up into different rays and it'll look kind of neat. It doesn't have to be perfect or exact or anything like that. If you had a smaller sun and moon circle, you would have more room for rays, but on this one we don't. The original that I've shown you in that other video had a smaller sun and moon in it, so it had more room for rays, and this does not. So that's fine. We're going to work with it, make something neat out of it. I'm taking the time and using a ruler so that my work looks nice. Hopefully you have a ruler, and if not, just use your best judgment and draw with a pencil and take your time. What I'm seeing a lot of is people hurrying and not doing their best work. So I can't give a lot of points for a rushed drawing or something that doesn't even look finished. Please try to complete the assignment as expected, not just phoned in and not just something halfway. So I have my sun side and I have my moon side. I need to create some kind of pattern. And if it's this way, I could simply go in different directions, and that's fine. And remember, these colors are orange and red and yellow. So I'm drawing zigzag lines. I can use all those 5 types of lines that we started the year with. They're elements of design. I'm going to go yellow there and red there and then orange here again. So maybe zigzaggy, or no, curvy lines here. I have zigzaggy lines, and this shows the sun's radiation. And then yellow, red, and then orange again. So I could just simply do this. Right to half. All right. And you can add these together if you really wanted to. There's nothing wrong with that. But I do want to go in sort of a pattern, sort of a rhythm. And we are having fun documenting the side that has the sun. I have wave lines there, which is different. So that's kind of cool, and this would be red and this would be red. And you can use whatever materials you have. It doesn't have to be all markers or all crayons or all paints. I like to use several different types of materials. So if I want to draw reddish orange here with this, I can sure do that, and it looks kind of neat to have that difference. I think always neat to have difference. Could you color in solid colors? Sure you could. It's your sun and moon drawing. You could have shapes. Just make patterns. Have fun decorating this. That's what it's all about, decoration. So we have all those. I'm kind of surrounding that to give it a little more visual interest, revising. And so I have my warm side. This would be yellow, so let me go ahead and tag that. Well, I know I have a marker, so I'll use that one. And so this side is all cool, meaning not warm colors anymore. So I have blue, green, and purple. So there's blue, green, purple, blue. You see how it's going in a pattern? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Blue, green, because there are 6 primary and secondary colors. There's 3 of each. 3 primaries, 3 secondaries. Blue is a primary. Green and purple are secondaries. Did you know? We're learning that stuff. It's important stuff to know. So there's blue. Maybe wave or hilly shapes. Same thing. And you could create your own pattern if you wanted to. And you could take your time and paint this in or color it in however you choose. Our next color was green, and then purple. So green goes right after blue. Going to go this way. Kind of cool. And green goes right after blue. Whoops, Mr. C got over himself there. And then we colored every other in green, left the other one white. So this is the last one of green. Maybe I'm going to make a checkerboard kind of pattern. Any kind of pattern will do on this. It's kind of fun to break it up and make it different. Every other. So it'd be that one also. And so all I need is, what's my last color? It's a secondary. Red and blue make it. If you said purple, you're correct. So I did like that I had these rays shooting out, and that looks kind of cool. And then I could do a different design inside of that. Just take your time, think about it. I got a drop shape there, and that looks kind of cool. Now I'm looking at, this is kind of up and down. This is side to side. What do I not have? I don't have circles. You could do dots. And that makes a pattern. Nothing wrong with that. So I've got the side of this decorated. Now, I'd probably want the moon to be blue. And so let me show you that. If I'm careful, I might need to let this dry between working on it. And I don't know if you're able to do that, or if you do that much, but your work will look a lot more rich, and more time that you spend with it, the better things look. I know I say that all the time, but please believe me, it is true. Now, I only wanted this kind of light, and I like the way that this bleeds away from itself, and then it's got a light, consistent blue color, and I don't want to get into that purple or that green, but I'm just moving this color around. I just want it light. I don't want it dark. And I don't want my paper too wet either. So I'm brushing this out. And then I'm going to let this part dry. Now, the other part might be easier, just to take a yellow crayon or something and put it on its side and go for it that way. I don't know what I did with my yellow crayon though right now. So I'm just kind of looking as I'm talking to you. Oh, I found another yellow crayon. And I'm getting that out. So with this, I would want to color the eye first, probably. And then we had a nose and we had a smile, right? And I don't think we had hair on it or anything, but so to make a rubbing, or you know, when you need the paper off of your crayon, you'll want to skin it and you pull the paper off of it and make sure to find a trash can to put that into, not on the floor. We don't want Mom mad at us today or tomorrow or the next day. So just shade this in lightly. Yeah. As long as it's not over something bumpy, it's going to work out just fine. You can still paint over this. Wherever the crayon is not, it's going to stick. It's going to show color right through this. And I'm going really gently because remember, I just painted the blue part. And I don't want to tear my paper. Might have been a better idea to do this first and then go over it with the black. But this is how we're doing it today, and we've done it really quickly. And there's my sun. And I start to decorate, I start to go over these lines. This is going to look so much better. And I'm drawing a triangle on every yellow one. Now that's what I decided to do. You decide what you're gonna do, and that will be fine. It will look best if you spend your time on it, of course. Please decide to do that. Please decide to use hot colors on one side and cool colors on the other. The moon and the sun. Hopefully you've had fun creating patterns, coloring in areas. We've got more than one example. We've done this with paint, we've done this with crayon, we've done this with marker. So we can do this with about any material that we have. Make sure to take your time. Try to trace parts in nicely. I can go 2 out here, and that looks kind of neat. I won't see all of that, and I'm not going to force it in. I could keep going with these. I think it looks kind of great. And it won't do that around the moon because the moon doesn't really shoot out light so much. So we don't need that on this side. But the moon is kind of sleepy. I'm going to put the eye here, I'm going to put the eyebrow here, and then the nose, and then the mouth, and there you have it. There is my sun and moon second version. This one's a little easier than the first one. The first one took a lot of time. But send me your sun and moon. You've got warm colors on this side, cool colors on this side. You've got primaries and secondaries. The two faces of the sun and moon.